This is my entry for the L-shaped living StarSnap. For those of you who might not know, StarSnaps are a DreamSnap-like competition run by Mr. Star in Sky on his website Starlight Dreamers. If you haven't checked him or his site out, I highly recommend you do. So I ended up deciding to make a small house or apartment, and to make it look like my character was just moving in. There were two things I knew I wanted in this build. One was to make it look like my character was pushing the couch into place. The other was to make a fake stairway in the background. For my fake walls, I was using the Wanderer combination cupboard. I liked that it was tall, and the wood-like texture works well for a wall. A while back I had seen someone use Mulan's bridge and put a coffee table in front of it to make it look like stairs leading up to the bridge, and I thought it was so cool. Now I was pulling out the different tables and desks to see which ones matched each other, in color and style, but were at different heights. And got distracted building the kitchen, that I forgot to put a stove and fridge in. Back to the tables. I really wanted to find a tall desk that I could pair with the others, so I could have at least 3 stairs, but couldn't find anything. Grabbing one of my favorite coffee tables while I was there anyway. I wasn't sure I was going to use it, but it's my favorite, so I had to at least consider it. Found a few that matched each other, and decided I liked the darker wood better. Realized my staircase wall was way too short to be at all realistic, so I pulled it further down. It was probably still too short, but I wanted room for other things and didn't want it to take over the entire back wall. Now back to the table menu to pick out the actual dining table. I really wasn't sure what size I wanted because they felt either too big or too small. I didn't mind the round one, but I wasn't entirely sure the black matched the vibe. I liked those chairs because I knew there was a stacked version of them that I thought might be cool to add in hope of it helping the just moved in feeling. Back to the tables. I didn't really want to use that one because I didn't care for the color toning as much, but it matched the chairs better. Adding in some lights and some stools to help it feel like an island you could sit at. I thought the rolled up carpets would be good for the still unpacking vibe. Though why you would set up your dining table, chairs, and most of your living room before you put your carpet down, I don't know. I wasn't really sure how much stuff to add. I wanted it to feel messy and not fully organized, so it might feel like you're still sorting through things and haven't put things away yet, but didn't want it to feel too decorated and lose the just moving in vibe. It was hard to balance, and by the end I probably added too much, but I didn't want it to feel empty. Adding some baskets and a few sacks, anything that looked like it could have been used to hold items for moving. Threw down some books. I was looking for that stack of chairs that matched the chairs I was using. Then it felt like, why would you have a stack of them if they are already around the table? So I picked most of the others up. Adding some more details, I found the one actual box we have, and put a couple of those down. I considered those shelves, but it felt like they were a little too already moved in feeling. I wanted to add a TV and a TV stand, but I didn't like that the ones that came with a stand were attached to the wall and intersected the window. So I grabbed a separate TV and went looking for something I could use as a TV stand. Weirdly, there are a couple TVs, but no TV stands. So I usually end up using a dresser instead. And I suddenly decided maybe some wall decorations would be okay. Looking for an end table that looked like it would go with the TV stand. I wasn't really sure where to put it since the couch was supposed to be being moved. So where do you put an end table? So it is out of the way, but still looks like it's supposed to be an end table. Debating how much decorations to put in. I really wanted to have Figaro wandering around in the shot, but needed to use Hey Hey for the pose. I did try to put a critter house down and put Figaro in it, but it didn't let me. So I don't keep the cat condo stuff. Debating more decorations, I really liked the idea of adding the fireplace and thought it helped make the wall feel more real. Though I did have a hard time making it feel like it fit in there with the dining room stuff. Adding more books. I debated putting a carpet down, but then thought, why would there be rolled up carpets by the door if the carpet was already down? So added more rolled up carpets instead. moving some stuff around, and adding another window. Time to pick out the wallpaper. I needed something light that wouldn't make the fake wall feel out of place. I liked the light brick as it was similar to what I had been picturing in my mind, plus the pastel color didn't clash with the fake walls, and the beige tones went well with the woods. And back to carpets. I really wanted to put down some carpets and was starting to feel like, why would you have your furniture down but not put your carpets down first? So I wanted to test out and see how they looked, and couldn't decide on any of them other than a possible one for the living room. Trying to figure out the right camera angle to show off the couch and still be able to see the stairs in the back. And that TV was getting in the way more than I thought it would. I tried moving the TV out and tested again. Trying to decide which side of the couch my character should be on. Something about the angle was bothering me, and the couch was starting to feel too big for the room. So I tried to grab a different one, but there wasn't enough room for it. So I had to move the end table, and then immediately decided to get rid of the other couch anyway. Again, wasn't sure where to put the end table. Tried to put the TV back and tested the shot again. Tried different angles, but the TV was feeling like it was in the way. So I moved it aside for now. Adding more boxes for the unpacking vibe. Testing the angle without the TV. Moving some more stuff around. I really wasn't feeling the crates, so I got rid of them. Moving the books closer to look like they might have been what was in the box. Trying to get things to feel less cluttered, but not too neat. Straightening the coffee table. Grabbing some more messy clutter items. Decided I didn't like the stack of chairs, so I got rid of them and replaced the chairs going around the table. Trying to get that chandelier centered above the table. And then decided to go with a different chandelier since the chandelier of the deep is one of the brighter ones, and I wanted more light. Shifting the plant over. I liked the idea of adding curtains to the window, and I know those windows come with those rolled up blinds, so it might not make total sense, but I liked how it looked. But I had to make room for them, since I didn't want to intersect anything on the floor. Shifting stuff around to make room. Adding more decorations. And shifting more things around. The dining area was bothering me. It felt busy or something, even though there wasn't that much over there. I couldn't figure out what was bothering me, so I decided to check how everything was looking in camera mode. I still wasn't entirely sure of the angle I was going to use for the shot, so I was playing with it to see what I liked better. The dining room still wasn't feeling right, so let's add a clock. I had trouble getting it in there, but it kinda helped. And back to looking at the rugs. I liked the light blue one better, but thought that one worked better with the other rug. Starting to feel too cluttered behind the couch, so deleted a few things. Still trying to figure out what was bothering me, so back to camera mode. And thought maybe I need to change back to the black table, since the end table was black. It would match. Also swapped out the chairs to black ones to match as well. Added another window. Tried to add the curtains, but they didn't want to be there, so I had to scoot everything down a little. Checking the angle again, adding some plants. I really liked how that divider looked there, but it felt too blocking. Tried it behind the couch, but that was also blocking, and was messing with the moving furniture vibe I was trying to go for. So I swapped it out with the fireplace. I had really liked the fireplace, but the fact that the chimney would have been right where the stairs were supposed to be was starting to bother me. Trying to figure out which plants I wanted, and where to add them without it feeling too cluttered. I liked the idea of the aquarium, but again, it was too blocking there, and was messing with the moving furniture vibe, but I liked it, so I debated about it while I tried to figure out the plants. Decided to try placing the aquarium on the back wall and take out the other window. It was starting to feel like too many windows anyway, since realistically, not many rooms have a window on almost every wall. That was feeling a bit better. The end table was starting to bother me, since it was messing with the moving furniture vibe, but I couldn't figure out where else to put it. Back to trying to figure out the dining table, since it was starting to feel out of place among all the wooden tones. And I just wasn't feeling the black. I decided to try out that square one. It was a little big, but I liked the coloring. And back to the other chairs. Replacing the coffee table to match as well. Moving the guitar closer. I didn't think the round one was working since everything else had corners, so I ended up copying the coffee table I was using for the bottom stair, since it would match. The couch was really starting to bother me, so I twisted it around to help it have the needs to be pushed into place feeling, and for some reason the coffee table reset back to the black one and untwisted my couch. Decided to try twisting the couch the other way. Didn't like the couch twisting that way, back to the other way. Testing the look. The back wall is feeling too empty. Added some pictures and removed the wall plant. I thought the pictures getting cut off there helped the stairway feel like it continued past that point. Shifting some things around. Testing the look again. Trying to figure out what angle I want. I knew I wanted to keep the focus on the couch, show my character, and keep the stairs visible. Realized you couldn't really see the boxes very well, so I added one to the foreground. Trying to get my character and Heihei in the right spot to make it look like my character was trying to move the couch. It took a couple of tries for me to be happy with the positioning. I'm pretty happy with how it came out, though I probably added too much clutter and the rolled up rugs don't make sense with the carpets being down, but maybe those are for the upstairs. If you're curious, it took me about 2 hours to do this StarSnap. I will leave a link to the site in the description in case you want to check out the site or join me for the next challenge. Thank you for watching the video. Please like it if you found it at all helpful and subscribe if you want to see more like this.